Good morning all, and welcome to another lecture of transducers. We were continuing to learn these transducers uh, for STEM 4 Electronics Paper 2, RTM Nagpur University syllabus. Uh, let me introduce myself. Myself, Dr. N.D. Meshram, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Sri Mathura Das Mohta College of Science, Nagpur, and yeah. So uh, today we are going to study about the transducers. We'll continue that. In the last class, I guess you have understood the basic concept of working principle of transducers, and also we have started studying the transducers in the principle of resistance, right? So resistive transducer we have studied in the last class. So today we are going to continue the same. Let us start with that. Yeah, so we have studied these thermistors, thermal resistors, the resistance of which the temperature changes the resistance, and therefore uh, the resistance change in resistance due to temperature. That is called as thermistor, thermal resistor. Right? We have studied this, and this is basically the circuit diagram of thermistor. Uh, Unfortunately, we are not able to do the practicals. You might have seen this actually, and you might have worked on this practicals, so you have missed that. So this is the temperature thermistor. Here we have connected this thermistor. It is the symbol of a thermistor resistance with a circle, and this is a heater source. Then it is connected to a voltage source, which implies that it is a passive type of a transducer, and we have connected it with a microammeter, which actually shows what is the current flowing through that. So as you increase the temperature, automatically the resistance varies. Means resistance might be increasing or decreasing. Right. So these are some of the packages of thermistors in which it is available in the market. So these are glass coated bead leads, and this is one more, which is a drum type of bead type of a structure, and this is another. So we use these type of glass coated bead type of thermistors in our lab. So we have studied this. Okay, so today we have to start with this thermocouples, right? So thermocouples means again some transducer related to temperature, right? So we have studied the Seebeck effect. Seebeck effect. When a pair of dissimilar metals are joined at one end and there is a temperature difference between the joined ends and the open ends, thermal EMF is generated, which can be measured in the open ends, right? So what we are trying to do is we are trying to join two wires of two different metals, right? So what we have done over here, we have joined this metal A and metal B. Green and red color is shown by two different metals. So they are joined over here, and the the other ends are kept at reference temperature, right? So this is actually kept at say absolute zero, right? So what happens? This due to this temperature, the heat is transferred from this point to this point, and similarly, this metal will also take the same heat from this portion to this reference point. We keep this at absolute zero, means this is kept at ice. These two ends are kept in ice so that we take the T reference over here. And what happens as you increase the temperature at this point T1, then the electrons will take this heat energy from T1 to the T reference point, right? Since we are using two different types of metals over there, so the transfer of taking the heat from T1 to T reference will be different. So speed will be different, and accordingly the current is generated. Now, if there are two different currents, right, like in metal A and metal B, then there we will be having the difference of potentials, right? This difference of potential energy of electrons, and that is what we call it as the potential difference, or we can call it as EMF, electromotive force. They are nothing but the voltages, right? So the voltages are over there. So since these 2 points are connected, they are joined and they are kept at one temperature. The other two ends are open and they are kept at the reference temperature, that is absolute zero. And practically we keep it at in the ice, right? So there are difference of potentials, and that particular phenomena is being utilized by the user or the instrument device designer to measure the voltage. Now, this thermocouple is actually the active type of a transducer because we have not applied any external source in this. So all the current and voltage is being generated by this thermocouple by itself, right? So there is the potential difference of energy which of electrons which taking who are taking the heat from this point to the reference point, right? So this particular phenomena is called as the Seebeck effect. See, I will read it for you. When a pair of dissimilar metals are joined at one end, so this is dissimilar metals and they are joined at one end, and there is a temperature difference between the joined ends, this end, and the open end. So these two ends are open. So we are keeping these two ends at say reference temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade, and there is then the thermal EMF is generated. Now thermal EMF means the EMF which is being generated by the change in temperature. So thermal EMF is generated, which can be measured in the opponents, right? So that can be measured in opponents, and this forms the basis of thermocouple. Therefore, this is called as thermocouple. Thermo means temperature, and couple means the coupling of two dissimilar metals, right, which are conducting the heat energy. So sorry. So this is the basic concept of thermocouple. I guess you have understood this. You have already studied. Have you understood this concept of thermocouple? Anybody can reply. Unmute themselves and reply, please, because I need to know uh, whether you are able to understand this or no, whether I am audible or not. So anyone can answer. I guess 20 students are there. Shravani, are you there? Hello, Shravani. Can you reply? Have you understood thermocouple? Hello, I am not getting you. थोड़ा loudly बोलो.
Hello.
हाँ,
Yes, sir, Sandhya.
good. आयुष समझा क्या बेटा? ऋषिकेश आया है. ऋषिकेश
एक
समझा क्या
बार
बेटा? थर्मोकपल.
यस सर
Okay, thank you, Rishikesh. Rishikesh, unmute करके बोलो बेटा. So yeah, this is the concept of a thermocouple. Now we'll switch to another type of working principle, that is the variable inductance transducers, right? So variable inductance. Now the inductivity is being changed, right? So if you change that inductance and with the certain physical parameters, then it is called as the variable inductance transducer, right? Now, what is an inductance? An inductive electromechanical transducer is a transducer which converts the physical motion into the change in inductance, right? Which converts the physical motion. Physical motion is supposed to be the physical parameter that we are expected to measure, right, into the change in inductance. Now, these inductive transducers are mainly used for displacement measurements. So remember this displacement मतलब distance जो रहता है वो small distance measurement के लिए inductive transducer use करते हैं, ऐसा उनका कहना है. So the parameter which is going the physical parameter which is we are going to measure, which we are expecting to measure, is the displacement or the distance traveled, right? So inductive transducer. Now, what is the basic concept of a inductive transducer? Okay, yeah. The inductive transducers are of self-generating और the passive type, दोनों है. Self generating भी है और passive type भी है. The self generating inductive transducers use the basic generator principle, that is the motion between the conductor and magnetic field induces a voltage in the conductor. तो हमने लास्ट टाइम वो कॉइल और वाला एक्सपेरिमेंट देखा, हम लोग यहाँ देखेंगे नीचे। और तो उसमें है सेल्फ जनरेटिंग, मतलब खुद से ईएमएफ जनरेट हो रहा है whenever there is change in magnetic flux associated with the coil. Whenever there is change in magnetic field or magnetic flux associated with a coil, then the EMF is induced in the coil, right? So that particular concept is called as the self-inductance, right? And that is actually the example of self-generating inductive transducer, right? And again, we are going to measure the motion. The motion between a conductor and the magnetic field induces a voltage in the conductor. So that is what I have told you. Whenever there is change in magnetic flux associated with a coil, then EMF is induced in the coil, right? That is called as the self-inductance, and that is a self-generating type of a transducer. Again, we will call it as an active transducer, right? And there are some more which we call it as a passive transducer. We'll see that. So the variable of inductance transducers work on the following principles: variation in self-induction and variation in mutual induction. So self-inductance or mutual inductance, I have told you earlier. If you are thinking that you should study by your own, ठीक है, if you are thinking that I should study, I should score good marks on your own, आप अगर ऐसा सोचते हो कि मैं मुझे खुद को पढ़ना है, कुछ आगे कुछ करना है, मुझे खुद को लग रहा है कि मैंने पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सेल्फ इंडक्शन और सेल्फ मोटिवेशन, राइट? सिमिलरली एक कॉइल लगाई है, उसी कॉइल में हमारा ईएमएफ जनरेट हो रहा है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सेल्फ इंडक्शन। म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस के बारे में मैं हमेशा बताता हूँ कि जब मेरा दोस्त या मेरा कोई सर्कल में फ्रेंड, वो अगर पढ़ाई कर रहा है, वो मुझे दिख रहा है कि वो पढ़ाई कर रहा है, और उसको देख के मैं इंस्पायर होता हूँ और मुझे पढ़ाई करने की इच्छा होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस। यानी कि मेरे पास दो कॉइल है, एक कॉइल में ऑटोमेटिकली मैंने एसी वोल्टेज सप्लाई, एसी करंट दिया है सोर्स में, और दूसरे कॉइल में ईएमएफ जनरेट हो रहा है। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन, यानी किसी के वजह से हमारे अंदर इंस्पिरेशन आए, या किसी और कॉइल की वजह से हमारी पहली वाली कॉइल के अंदर में या सेकेंडरी कॉइल के अंदर में करंट इंड्यूस हुआ या ईएमएफ इंड्यूस हो रहा है, that particular phenomena is called as the mutual induction. So variation in self inductance, similarly variation in mutual inductance, these are the two basic principles on which the variable inductance transducers are based upon or they work upon, right? So let us see. This is the principle of variation of self-inductance as far as Faraday's laws are concerned. So let us consider an inductive transducer having N turns and reluctance, that is R, right? So we are taking it the N number of turns over there in a coil, and R is the reluctance, I is the current passing through, I is the current which is passed through the transducer, and the flux that is being produced is given by phi is equal to Ni. Ni means number of turns in the input coil divided by R, right? So if you differentiate it, it's yeah. So if you differentiate it, if you, sorry, mm, sorry. So if you differentiate it with respect to time, then we will have d phi by dt, and that is equal to n by r di by dt. Now, as you know, di by dt is nothing but the EMF. So yeah, so if you uh, multiply that, so we'll have the EMF induced in the coil is given by this formula. So R into di by dt will give you as the EMF, and we will be having E equal to N into d phi by dt. So this is the formula. If we change one of the parameters of this, so this is a derivative portion of it, in which we are not interested. So we'll keep this. Yeah, we have substituted over here all the values of EMF and that equation, and we get self-inductance is given by this formula, L equal to E divided by di by dt, or n square by r, right? Where n is the number of turns and r is the reluctance. Now the reluctance of a magnetic circuit is given by r is equal to l by uh, mu a microamperes, right? So therefore, L is equal to n square L into mu A. And from this equation, we can see that the self-inductance may vary due to change in number of turns. If you increase or decrease the number of turns in a coil, change in the geometric configuration, that is area of the coil, and change in permeability of magnetic circuit, right? So mu is supposed to be the permeability of magnetic field. So mu is there, and A is also the area of cross section. L is the length of the wire. So length of the coil, right? So these are the parameters which can change the inductor, right? Now from equation we can see that the output may vary with the variation in the number of turns, as inductive transducers are mainly used for displacement measurement. With change in number of turns, the self inductance of the coil changes in turn, चेंजिंग द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. अगर अगर हम लोगों ने उसका कॉइल का मैग्नेटिक फील्ड वेरी कर लिया या कॉइल का नंबर ऑफ टर्न्स हम लोगों ने कम ज्यादा कर लिए, तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसका जो ये रहेगा सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस रहेगा वो वेरी होगा, और वो हमारे लिए डिस्प्लेसमेंट मेजर करने का एक जरिया बन सकता है. So figure shows transducer used for linear and angular displacement. Figure is a air core transducer. Now this is the simple formula for self-induction. So we are having a coil over here, and this is the displacement. So if you change the number of turns, automatically the output of this coil will increase or decrease, right? So this is the basic concept of the self-inductance, and there is one more, that is the self-inductance uh, in the angular mode. So we are able to see we are having a wire bound on a circular frame, and we are having three wires. One is wiper, which is going to rotate on this as we do it in the pot, right? So as you increase or decrease the pot, the wiper goes on changing its position, and accordingly the resistance also varies. So similarly, we can change the number of turns over here by moving the wiper on this coil, and accordingly the self inductance of the coil can be varied. So this is another type of the working concept of self inductance, where the coil is same and we can rotate the pot, so that will have different say windings, number of turns. There we are having the number of turns may be increased or decreased, and accordingly the self inductance can be varied. So this is second type of the transducer. Now change in self-inductance with change in permeability. So if you change the non-conducting medium between in the coil, if you keep the number of turns constant and the other parameters as constant, we are going to change the permeability of free spaces or permeability of the of the coil. So how you are going to change? You have to just place a coil and just insert it in the coil. So accordingly, the permeability will change, and there will be change in the self-inductance. So we are having a coil over here. Okay, so we are मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का कुछ होगा क्या? क्या पूछा है बेटा निकिता, क्या बोला? हेलो
सर सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस में मैग्नेटिक फील्ड,
हाँ बेटा, वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड से ही रिलेटेड है. हम जितनी भी बात कर रहे हैं हम मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हैं. यहाँ पर जब मैं कॉइल के अंदर में करंट पास करता हूँ तो इट बिकम्स अ मैग्नेट, राइट, एंड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इज जनरेटेड ओवर इट, है ना. अब ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के बीच में अगर मैंने और कोई चीज डाली, आयरन की रॉड डाला, फेराइट का रॉड डाल दिया अंदर, तो क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के लाइंस को ब्रेक या ये कर रहा हूँ, राइट. तो उसके कारण क्या होगा? उसके कारण जो करंट इंड्यूस होने वाला है, ईएमएफ इंड्यूस होने वाला है, वो कम ज्यादा हो सकता है या वेरी हो सकता है. So that particular concept is taken over here, that change in self-inductance with the change in the permeability. Permeability means actually changing the magnetic field. ओके, और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड हम लोग उसको कैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं? या तो आप अपना मैग्नेट ला लो, या तो हमारे कॉइल के बीच में जो कॉइल जिस पर वाउंड किया हुआ है, मान लो वो प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस का रॉड है, या मान के चलो एक पेपर है, उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने कॉइल को वाउंड किया। अब उसके बीच में जो एयर की गैप, एयर के वजह से जो परमेबिलिटी थी वो फ्री रहेगी, पर जब हम लोग आयरन कोर या हम लोग फेराइट रॉड उसमें डालते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस जो है वो चेंज कर होता है। तो अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम लोग वो परमेबिलिटी चेंज कर रहे हैं, वो कॉइल के बीच में जो परमेबिलिटी है वो मीन्स एक्चुअली द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड वी आर गोइंग टू वेरी, right? So if you increase or decrease the distance of this rod, iron rod, ये डायग्राम में आपको दिख रहा होगा कि ये जो है फेरोमैग्नेटिक फॉर्मर, मतलब एक्चुअली प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस का या पेपर का बनाया हुआ एक रोल है, उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने कॉइल वाउंड की। अब वो उसके बीच में क्या है, अभी एयर आ गई। अब हम लोग उसमें क्या कर रहे हैं, उसमें या तो हम लोग फेराइट रॉड डाल रहे हैं या आयरन रॉड डाल रहे हैं। अगर हम लोगों ने आयरन रॉड डाला तो उसके हिसाब से आयरन रॉड के एक्चुअल डिस्टेंस के हिसाब से हमारा जो ईएमएफ है इंड्यूस होने वाला, वो वेरी हो सकता है। एंड दैट पर्टिकुलर कंसेप्ट इज यूज्ड ओवर हियर to add change in self inductance with the change in permeability, right? So this cause of self inductance of a coil to increase or decrease depending on the permeability. अब मैं जब ये इसको मूव कर रहा हूं तो ऑटोमेटिकली मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, मैं डिस्प्लेसमेंट चेंज कर रहा हूं। तो मेरा पार्टिकल या मेरा जो भी डिस्टेंस है मैं इसको 0 बोल दूं, right? So we were working on this. Yes. So this is the concept of the change in permeability. Okay, I guess you have understood this. So we are changing the magnetic field, exactly. That is all there. And then we have variable reluctance, inductive transducers. Now the reluctance can be varied. As shown in the figure, the coil is wound on a ferromagnetic iron. This is a ferromagnetic material. The target and core are not in direct contact. So they are not in direct contact with each other. They are separated by an air gap. Now this is the air gap that we are having, and the displacement has to be measured is applied to the ferromagnetic core. Now uh, the reluctance of the magnetic path is found by the size of air gap. ये जो air gap है इसको हम लोग कम ज्यादा कर सकते हैं। The self inductance of a coil is given by L equal to N square by R, and therefore we are having another formula, that is N square by Ri plus Ra, where Ri is the reluctance of the iron part and Ra is the reluctance of the air gap. ना हियर आपको ये दिख रहा होगा, तो ये जो रॉड है, ये रॉड हम लोग अभी यूज करने वाले हैं और इसको ऊपर नीचे करने वाले हैं। इसके कारण इसका जो ईएमएफ है वो फिर से वेरी होने वाला है, कि सेम एज परमेबिलिटी जैसे बोला था, परमेबिलिटी अंदर का जो था मैग्नेटिक फील्ड वो हम चेंज कर रहे थे कॉइल के बीच का, अब हम लोग बाहर का जो ये है वो चेंज कर रहे हैं। तो वी आर हैविंग टू रिलक्टेंसेस, वन which is due to sorry, oh, कहाँ गया या हाँ, so one which is really associated with this coil and the other due to this displacement of this core, right? So this is again a rod and we can displace it. ये जो arrow आपको दिख रहा है तो ये ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हैं, and this air gap जो इसके बीच में air gap है, ये air gap के वजह से हमारा जो कॉइल में सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस जनरेट होने वाला है वो हम वेरी कर सकते हैं। अगेन दिस कंसेप्ट इज सेम। इंस्टेड पहले हम लोगों ने कॉइल के अंदर का कम ज्यादा किया था, अब हम लोग कॉइल के बाहर का परमेबिलिटी सॉरी रिलक्टेंस जो है वो वेरी कर रहे हैं। so we are having again we are changing the reluctance. So these are something which can be understood, और हम लोगों को एक कंसेप्ट समझ में आ गया तो हम किस चीज को वेरी कर रहे हैं, कैसे वेरी कर रहे हैं, ये अलग अलग प्रकार से वेरी करके हम लोग सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस जो है उसको वेरी कर सकते हैं और उसको हम लोग गिन सकते हैं, राइट? सो दिस इज द अनदर कंसेप्ट ऑफ दैट वेरिएबल रिलक्टेंस टाइप। इतने डेप्थ में आपको नहीं है, ये भी दिस आर द फॉर्मूलाज और देयर। एंड नाउ द सेकंड वन इज द म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस। अब ये म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस में क्या होता है, एक कॉइल में करंट दे दिया और ऑटोमेटिकली दूसरे कॉइल में वो ईएमएफ इंड्यूस हो गया, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस। जैसे मैंने अभी एग्जांपल बताया कि मेरे फ्रेंड या मेरे रिलेशन में कोई है जो पढ़ाई कर रहा है और उसके कारण मुझे पढ़ाई करने की इच्छा होती है, तो फिर उसके उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस। अब म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस में होते ये है कि दो कॉइल्स होते हैं, एक कॉइल में हम लोगों ने एसी सोर्स दे दिया, इसमें मैग्नेटिक फील्ड जनरेट हो गई, और ये दो दूसरा कॉइल इसके साथ अटैच्ड है, इसके साथ एसोसिएट है, जोड़कर है या नजदीक। ये जोड़ने की वजह से क्या हुआ, ऑटोमेटिकली इस दूसरे कॉइल में ईएमएफ इंड्यूस हो रहा है, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस। और म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस का फॉर्मूला यहाँ पर ये लिखा हुआ है, m इक्वल टू के स्क्वायर रूट L1 into L2, right, where m is the mutual inductance, k is the coefficient of coupling, कैसे हम लोगों ने कपल किया है उसके हिसाब से, L1 is the self inductance of coil 1 and L2 is the self inductance of coil 2. So we are having, and this self inductance can be increased or decreased by using the number of turns or by changing the गेज ऑफ द वायर, कितना मोटा पतला लेना है उसके हिसाब से हम लोग उसको चेंज कर सकते हैं L1 और L2 by varying the self inductance. Yeah, this is the example of that. So we are having two coils L1 and L2, and we can displace the center so that we will have different type of voltages. Similarly, for say this circular angular displacement, we can have this type of arrangement. We will have two coils, एक कॉइल जो सेंटर में बनी है वो, और दूसरी ऑटोमेटिकली दूसरे साइड की बन जाती है, तो एक कॉइल ये और दूसरी कॉइल ये। So here we are having two coils, and this is a ferromagnetic core on which the wire is wound in circular motion. The wiper can be rotated on that. Differential output transducers, ये हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा देखा था। डिफरेंशियल बोला तो एलवीडी, लीनियर वेरिएबल डिफरेंशियल ट्रांसड्यूसर, राइट, इसको याद रखना, एलवीडीटी, लीनियर वेरिएबल डिफरेंशियल ट्रांसड्यूसर। Sorry, so we are having two coils like this. इस प्रकार से हमारे पास टू कॉइल है, दिस वन इज L1 एंड दिस इज L2, एंड दिस इज द एयर गैप एंड दिस इज द आयरन कोर in between that in both the coils, right? So whenever, if you say, if you energize this with a source, then automatically EMF will induce in the coil, in this coil, and that can be again generated over there. But if you are not applying it with a source, then we can change the position of the air gap, change the position of both the coils, and automatically they can use as a self-generating sort of transducer, so that they can work as an active transducer too. So we can change the situation of this. So we are having these type of the same arrangement as we have used earlier, but that was only one coil. Here we are using two coils at the same time, right? So L1 and L2 are supposed to be two different coils, and whenever we increase or decrease the distance between these two, the EMF which is being generated in both the coils will vary, right? And this was the LVDT over there, which I have explained you earlier also. But I guess the time is less, so we'll just rush up to the another. Yeah, what we have studied today. So we have studied today the transducer in continuation of thermistor we have done. So thermistor is change in temperature will change in resistance. Then we will have, these are some examples of thermistor. Then we have studied thermocouple. So whenever two dissimilar metals are joined together, so and at two ends they are kept at two different temperatures, then the thermal EMF is generated in both the wires, and that potential difference can be measured and can be used as a say measuring device of temperature. So that was the concept. Then we have studied the variable inductance transducer, uh, mutual inductance and self-inductance are the two concepts over there. We have studied self-inductance just by changing these three number of turns. Like this, we can vary the number of turns in linear, and this is the angular sort of a transducer where we can change the wire. So number of turns can viper. So the number of turns can be varied accordingly, right? So if you change the number of windings, automatically the self-generating EMF will also. And then we have studied about the change in permeability. Change in permeability means the magnetic field inside a coil that can be varied by using just an iron core, which can be pushed inside or taken outside. Okay, and accordingly, the EMF which is being generated will change. So that is again being used as to measure the displacement. And this is the another type where we are having two reluctances, the magnetic field outside the coil, right? So this can be changed by using the displacement in upward and downward direction. And we have this formula. Yeah. Then principle of change in mutual inductance. So mutual inductance means whenever there is a change in magnetic field flux associated with the coil and the EMF is induced in the another coil, then it is called as mutual inductance. So L1 and L2 are two coils. This is the angular type of that. So this is a wiper. So as soon as this wiper is attached to one of the turns, then here it will become one coil and here it will become the another coil. So we'll have two coils L1 and L2 according. And this is the differential output transducer which we'll study in the next class hopefully tomorrow, LVDT. And this is not, this is a passive type of a transducer again. So we are having two coils automatically, and these air gaps can be changed by using the displacement, by displacing these coils, and accordingly, the EMF which is being induced in the coil will change, and that can be used to measure. So LVDT will study in the next class tomorrow. So if you have any questions, kindly let me know. Do you have any questions? Last 1 minute left. Hello. Do you have any questions? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, will do. So, uh, let me conclude for. Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining. Please take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. Take care. I'll be uploading more videos of this in the next coming classes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Good day.